Oh, yeah. Had to start the show off with a cough. What up? What up? And it was a nasty cough, too. Ugh. What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? And what up? Welcome to another week of Journey of a Jackass. And I am your host, Daya Shakur. You know what I'm saying? So tonight, man, you know, I have a very, very special show tonight. Very, very special show. You know what I'm saying? I have my good old cousin in here, one of my favorites, and her wife. So we're gonna get into their relationship consultants. So we're gonna get into that because I feel like that is something that's needed in the world today. Because I feel like that everybody has feel like that they have all these options and stuff like that instead of finding a person and settling down. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm glad that they're gonna be here tonight, right? So before we get into them, how's everybody doing? You know what I'm saying? I hope everybody's doing all right. It's almost summertime. Y'all about to be dealing with these badass kids all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all about to be dealing with them all the time. That's good for me because there ain't gonna be no traffic outside. I hate getting stuck behind them buses and everything like that. But the worst part about, let me tell you, if you live in the DC area and you can vouch for this, I firmly believe once you get above 60 in the DC area, they should make you start taking your license test every year. Cause y'all be doing like 45 in the fast lane. Y'all get on these little roads like Ritchie Road and all these other little roads, and y'all be doing like 20, 25, and then we got to drive in the shoulder to get past y'all because the speed limit 40. You know what I'm saying? And not only them, I feel like these little Mexican dudes that ICE ain't got yet, they be driving these pickup trucks with all their tools on the back. Every time I'm in a rush, I always get stuck behind one of y'all. Suck, man. The DMV got the worst drivers in this country. I've lived a lot of places. And the longer I'm here, the more I'm going to stand on that. You know what I'm saying? I firmly believe traffic wouldn't be the way it was or the way it is if people drove like they had sense. Traffic just be stopping for no reason. I'm sitting there, there ain't no accidents, there ain't no volume. It's just, you just slow down to like 15 miles per hour, next thing you know, you're doing 70. Right? Because everybody's passing one car or somebody that shouldn't even have a driver's license. Something got to give out here, man. Something got to give. But I hope everybody's doing good, man. And I want to thank everybody for the continued support. This weekend, I'm going to touch on this community visit, but this weekend is the 4th annual Independent Black Author Expo, right? We're doing it big. We got a nice big venue. You know what I'm saying? Got everything laid out, the poets, the stages, the authors, like everything's gonna be laid out, man. So we're gonna get into that. It's at 6,000 Greenbelt Rd. But we're gonna get into that in the community event. But yeah, everybody that's new to the show, man, welcome, welcome, welcome. Now, before we get into the relationship consultants, the Rosses, story time with me. Now, y'all know I come on these people internet every week and I tell stories, right? About getting beat up, failed relationships, sexual experiences, combat, being in the army, like all sorts of stuff, right? So I feel like since we got relationship consultants on here, I'm gonna tell a story about one of my relationships that failed, right? It was a good kind of toxic, I think, somewhat. But it failed for a reason, right? So I'll just put it like this. This is just me. I've got better at it, right? Throughout the years, I got better at it. But for some reason, I've had a bunch of quality good women that I always mess over. I fuck them over. I don't cheat on them or nothing like that, but I just treat them like I don't care. Then I get with the toxic bitches. And once I get with the toxic bitches, I be screaming, crawling, and all that stuff, trying to get back with them. I mean, that was the old me. Now I'm looking for peace. Over these last 10 years, so I've been looking for peace, right? So let me tell you about why I need a relationship consultant in one of my relationships. So it was a chick that I was talking to, right? I already should have known this was a bad idea, right? I should have known it was a bad idea before I started talking to her, right? One, She was one of my friends from the service ex-wife. 2, they divorced, not because because he cheated, yeah, of course. But she used to dog walk his ass. He used to show up to work, face beat up. I'm like, damn, dog, what the fuck happened to you? She was a dog walk his ass, dog walker, right? But I was like, man, but she was thick as hell, though. She was thick as hell. Just had little mental issues. But back then, that's the kind of shit I like. Now, see, if I had my cousin and them in my life at this time, I would have been dealing with her. So anyway, so I said, hey, man, you know, I see her. I started talking to her, meet in the club. I started dancing with her. I'm like, yeah, man, it's messed up that y'all got divorced. They've been divorced for a year or so. So it's messed up y'all got a divorce, you know, blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, fuck that nigga. That nigga was cheating. He was doing all this bullshit that I didn't want nothing to do with no more, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I said, what about you? You were whooping his ass, right? So I wasn't whooping his ass, but every time I punched him, he deserved it. I said, only time you should be putting your hands on a man is you give him a massage, hug, or something like that. So you need to come on and give me one of them hugs and massages. So we started out cool, you know, blah, blah, blah. She would come, like I would have parties at the house. Everybody know me. I used to have parties at the house, stuff like that, right? So this is where it got interesting. So I had a party. This was when I was I think in Alaska, yeah, at this time. And this where it got interesting. So I had a party at the house. Like I always did, kickback. We was in that joint, having a good time, whatever the case may be. She said, hey, come on, let's go to your room and talk. I said, okay, cool. We go in my room, we talk, or whatever the case may be. I said, and we was all lit. All my parties were lit, drunk, all that stuff. So everybody party, having a good time. So they turn the music up. Said, oh yeah, that's loud enough down there. Pull my pants down, start giving me some head. I was like, oh, yes. I like, you know what I'm saying? Yes. Yes. Right? So I said, we can't be doing this because, you know, I know so-and-so. Like, fuck that nigga and fuck you too. Just lay down. I'm like, damn. All right. I should have known then. Right? So anyway, so we get up there, we get it in, we go downstairs. Everybody is gone. They went left to the club. So I'm like, damn, man, they left us, you know what I'm saying? We gotta get to the club. So we left, go to the club. No Uber, there were no Ubers, nothing, no taxi cabs back then. We just hopped in the whip, drunk as hell, drove around the corner to the club, had a good time, all this stuff. She came back, spent the night, whatever came in, we got it in again. I was like, yeah, all right. I said, man, I don't think we should be doing this. She said, no, we should. Both of us knew it was wrong, right? But we did it anyway. So we was doing this for a couple months. Then we started dating, right? And when I say this shit took a turn to the left, as soon as we went to titles, man, listen, calling my phone. I didn't answer the phone. She was popping up at the house, showing up with her little mean-ass little pit bull looking dog. I don't even know what this dog was, but it was something about it that said, I like this shit. I think she cares. This lady ain't give a fuck about me. She just ain't want nobody else to be around me or have me. So anyway, so she would come over there. We would hang out. I would go where we hang out. Up there wasn't much to do. So like we had the movie theaters, a couple restaurants. Over there wasn't much to do, right? I would go fishing or something like that. I ain't want to do none of that shit. And I wasn't driving 6 hours to Anchorage. So anyway, so we getting there. Well, this is where I wish I had my cousin there. So we sitting there and we was watching the movie. I think it was a Synalytic. I said, God damn, Synalytic, you get it. She looked at me and said, what? Mushed in my forehead. I said, what are you doing? Right? She said, who can get it? I'm the only person who can get it, blah, 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 blah. I said, okay, baby, yeah, you right. She said, all right, I'll be right back. Went to the kitchen, poured her a stiff ass up, some gin and something else. I don't know what it was. But I said I wouldn't drink it because I had to get up early in the morning. So anyway, so we in there, we messed around again. She said, I'm gonna stay the night. I said, okay, cool. I leave, go to work, come back. She's still at the house. I'm like, what you doing here? Right? She's like, well, I decided to stay here. You know, I was like, if you stay here, you could at least cook dinner. Like, well, nigga, you could have bought the groceries home. I should have left then. But I did not. You know what I'm saying? Toxic. So I didn't want to argue. So I would leave the house. She's like, well, you always leave it, blah, blah, blah. I said, shit, I ain't got to deal with this shit. But I always would go back to it. Stuff like that. Because I didn't know no better. Well, I did. I just didn't care. And she had some pop with her too. It was, you know, they put the best coochie on the most toxic women. I'm just saying. So anyway, wish I had my cousin in to talk to me. So anyway, this is where things really, really went left. So I was in the club partying, having a good time. Just in the dance with myself. Me and my homeboys in there, you know, so we dancing. They playing DJ up. Walk it out, walk it out, walk it out. And guess what she did? She see me in there partying. She ain't heard me for a few hours. Guess what she did? She came in there, walked it out. 2 pieces in the back of the head. Boom, boom. I was like, hey, what the hell? I turned around like I thought I was going to fight. It was her standing there. Nigga, you don't want to answer the phone, blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Security came and scooped her up. She stood outside waiting on me. It was like, I think at that time, because the summer, it was still summertime, it was still a little warm outside. She stood outside waiting on me 24 hours a day, like, so we didn't know what time it was. So anyway, I say, hey, you can't be walking around doing that. You can't be putting your hands on me, man. This enough is enough, right? She said, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit, nigga. Let's go to the house. We get to the house. Instead of me saying, no, this ain't gonna work, I say, look, you can't put your hands on no one. She smacked me in my mouth, pulled my pants down, started giving me some head. We started fucking again. I said, look, you really can't be doing this no more. Toxic. Can't be doing this no more. So I said, you know what? A couple days later, I said, you know what? We can't talk no more. We're going to break up. I finally learned my lesson. We're going to break up. I don't like this. It's not working for me, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So this is where I took the L. She knew where my spare key was. So guess what she did? Right? Because I didn't listen to my inner inhibitions. I didn't have no relationship counselors to tell me about how this toxicity was working bad for me. One, she took 2 tires off of my truck. I had 26-inch rims on my truck. She took the spare key, went to my house, took 2 of the tires off of my truck. 2, after I went, I was like, bitch, give me my goddamn tires back, you know, blah, blah, blah. She gave me 1 back. She didn't tell me where the other one was. So I had to put the spare. So I was walking riding around with 3 wheels and a 18-inch wheel, 326 and the 18. I said, man, this is some bullshit, right? Couple weeks go by, I give me a new wheel, all that stuff. I was like, yeah, I'm glad. My partner came by and said, man, I'm glad you got rid of that bitch, man, you know, blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? Couple weeks go by, I'm thinking everything good to go. I go to the barber shop. I would go over there to the strip, go to the barber shop, come back. This is how toxic this lady was. And this is when I knew I had to let it go. I almost had to call police on her this time. I came back to my house. My door was open. This is how toxic this lady was. I wish I had a relationship counselor because I would have never hit it with the mule, cuzzo. I walked in. This lady was on I had a 3-piece section like stadium seats, right? Cuzzo, I know you remember those. Had a 3-piece section on in there. You know what she was? I walked in, she was butt naked getting crap on my sofa. Dude was in there slaying her on my sofa. I walked in. She used my spare key to get in the house so she could have sex on my sofa so I could catch her. And at that moment, I said, hey man, y'all got to get out. I said, why are y'all in my house? Blah, blah, blah. At that moment, I had to change the locks. I had to get a restraining order. And all of this could have been avoided if I just never touched her and I saw all the signs. But I didn't have no relationship counselors around me to tell me. So I lost a tire. I seen her getting her back beat out on my sofa after coming from the barber shop. She came over and did it on purpose. So I took major L's, and I got a couple knots in my back of my head because she was heavy-handed. Moral of the story is if you see the signs of toxicity, walk the fuck away. And that's story time with me. That's story time with me, man. And then look, when I be telling these stories every week, people be like, man, you've been through some shit. I'm like, damn right, I've been through some shit. But a lot of this shit could have been avoided. So anyway, now we about to get into there's somewhat of subject matter experts in it. I believe my cousin is the female love doctor. She's the love doctor because she found her the one, and they are flourishing, growing, and blossoming, right? So I want to learn some they're about to come on here and they're about to teach us techniques to success, happiness, and growing. All right. So with that being said, I'm going to bring relationship consultants in, the Rosses, Tammy and Amber Ross.
Hey, Colonel.
What up? What up? What up? What up?
What's
What
up,
up?
man?
How
What's
y'all
up?
doing? You know that, man. See, where were you at when I needed this advice and guidance?
Hey, I don't know. You were just running around at that point. You wasn't calling and getting on advice. You were doing what you wanted to do, young. But you know what? You know what? You won in the end because you knew what you did well. You handled that properly. Because trust me, her plan was for you. That's somebody who had nothing to lose. Her plan was for you to lose it all. You operated exactly right and let her go beyond that. Look at
So,
you now.
and so what's funny though is she still be like slide me in my messages on Facebook here and there. I'm like, hell no. I'm like, girl, you pregnant, like you pregnant now, and you got like a husband and 4 kids.
Wow. She
Then
consistent.
the man that was crazy enough to marry her, he belonged in an insane asylum.
Man.
It's a certain kind of toxic you just don't grow from.
You know, some people just don't want to change. That they are who they are.
Yeah.
Sounds like this is true. What's up?
Cuzzos, tell everybody who y'all are and what you do.
And so, okay, Amber Ross and Tammy Ross here. So for the most part, we say the consultant piece because we do. We have I say the consultant piece because we have multiple conversations with multiple people. We're asked hundreds of times different things, advice, so on and so forth. It's not just relationships per se. We talk about things beyond the scope of just relationships. So we go as deep as, for example, one of our most recent podcasts ourselves on the roster Unscripted. You'll take it. We're going to go with people and let them know. I'm going ahead right away out the gate. This is how we do it. What do you do before things happen? And I'm gonna go as far as what do you do for death? How should you plan for that before it happens? You know, God forbid it happens right away. You want to have a plan. We actually have books that we've purchased. They already know I want to be cremated. Same with her. I want to be in blue water. But we have books that actually list everything else. So we won't have anybody have to ask a question. No family members, no worry about this, that, and the third. That's some of the things we do. Outside of that, babe, what else?
I like to think of us more as like a healthy couple enthusiast.
I like that.
Just trying to help people find their healthy in their relationship. It takes work. It takes work. But to piggyback a little bit on what Babe is saying, what we would like to do is not just only talk about couple relationships, but basic life things that we often don't talk about in our friend groups and in our relationships because we always think that we have more time.
Yep.
And so she was saying, doing like death planning, we have death journals and we're going to be gifting them to some of our friends.
You too.
Yes. Just to have conversations ahead of time about what our wishes are. And a lot of times we kind of steer away from the topic of death because it's very taboo for us, even though we know it's a circle of life and we all have to deal with it. We like to talk about blended family issues, co-parenting, healthy communication styles, finding love after being in toxic marriages. Me and Babe both have been married several times. We listen and we don't judge.
I've been married before too, so I know. I've been married before too. You know what I'm saying? Y'all some lover girls, and you know what I'm saying? Y'all just happen to find each other. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it happens.
Yeah. So talking about a lot of times we talk about the toxic relationships and how we navigated through that, but a lot of times we don't talk about how important it is to show up after a toxic relationship in a healthy relationship. and what that looks like. Because even though you're happy, you have healthy communication, you know, great chemistry, all these things, you still have a lot of things inside that kind of stick to you from your previous relationships. And just learning how to navigate that to keep what you currently have healthy is something that me and Babe talk about quite often. So.
And well, so and now I completely agree with that, because even I do that from time to time. Like when I'm dating women and stuff like that, if I notice traits of something they're doing that I've dealt with before, I'm like, even though it may be something minute. So I've gotten better at it as the years go along. But you know what I'm saying? Once you've dealt with enough situations, you be like, well, I don't want to deal with that kind of shit no more, or whatever the case may be. So yeah, I understand that part. Like you, I started noticing toxic traits early. I think that's one of the things that I'm working on now. Like it may not be a toxic trait, it may be just something that they do. And I'm like, well, this is how it started last time. So how do y'all navigate that? Like, how do you navigate that?
So what you talking about are triggers. So you're being triggered by certain things. Yeah, you talk about certain things that happen in certain actions. Some triggers are valid. You know, some triggers aren't always, oh, let's run away. This isn't the relationship for me. It absolutely depends on what the triggers are. For instance, me and Babe, we always have these together. We just have these sessions and we talk and discuss different things about ourselves, even to each other. We still learn each other every day, right? Yeah. And so, for example, this is a healthy relationship, but there are things within our relationship that trigger us of our past, and we have to stop, break down, and talk about it. We do. Like, take it personal when it's something I'm doing that has triggered her about a relationship that wasn't healthy, right? And she explains it, and we talk it out, and she'll say, yeah, I realize this is just a trigger from another relationship. My action is not like their action, but it triggered her in a way of that unsavory feeling of what it was when somebody wasn't caring for them, who didn't care for them, didn't love her properly, and that sort of thing. But to decipher those things, it's some bad triggers. We're gonna call those toxic. Like, you know the difference between a toxic trigger and just something that reminds you, that can bother you, that happened. It looks like something that happened in a relationship that wasn't so good, you know?
Yeah, so now I'm glad that you brought that up, right? So, because that's one of the things that I ask all the women that I try to date now. I'm like, are you in therapy? What are, you know what I'm saying? What have you went through in your past? You know what I'm saying? Like, what does your therapist go to therapy? You know what I'm saying? Like mature, grown questions, stuff like that. And you'd be surprised how many women out here like, I don't need therapy. I'm like, man, bullshit. I'm like, bullshit. Yes, the fuck you do. Listen to your conversation. And like, especially in our demographic of women, it's like, it saddens me to see so many women, this Black and in our age group, they are so comfortable dying alone, and that's not the way the world's supposed to be. So they be like, well, I don't need this, and I tell the story about my homegirl. She had an aunt that was just like that. I don't need nobody. I can do this by myself. And guess what happened? Nobody heard from her a couple of days. She was in there by herself. I don't need nobody. I don't need no family. I don't need no man. I don't need none of this. And they heard from her a couple of days ago, and they found her. She'd been in there gone for 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm like, no, we are not meant to be alone and by ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I will say that it's not necessarily a demographic. You had said something about the demographic of women that you are seeing who are not in therapy, and you followed up with Black women. Yep. I think also at this point, we also have to take into accountability the type of women that you're attracting, because I have a phenomenal friend group, sisterhood, and a lot of them are in therapy. A lot of them, you know, I'm a pre-licensed psychotherapist. I have a lot of therapist friends. I have a lot of business friends. I have a lot of friends that are in therapy, or they're working with life coaches, which are also good too. And so in that, you also have to look at, well, why am I attracting women who don't want to heal? Right? So that's something in you too, because there are absolutely lots of women out there who are actively trying to heal. And sometimes when you love and you care about somebody and you have the tools, like when I'm telling some of my clients, you're mad at people who haven't gone to therapy. And so if you love somebody, you have to decide, am I going to be in their life to teach them and help them grow? Or do I not want to be a teacher or an educator? So if you have the tools and you know, well, therapy can help with this, these are the things that I'm seeing. This is why I think it could be beneficial for you. And so I see where you can benefit from this versus automatically kind of being like, they don't want to heal. They don't want to do this. They might not even have the tools or even know how to find a therapist that they connect with, because even me being a therapist, I fire them.
Yeah.
When I'm looking for my own therapist, now the therapist I have, she's absolutely great, but I fired a couple of them. So not realizing that connecting with the right therapist matters. Accesses to resources depending on their financial situations, if they want to do virtual or in person, matters. And then sometimes not because they don't want to, because they're so used to being in this this strong stoic type of situation that sometimes people don't realize that they are hurting, that they just see it as like, I'm just being strong, I'm building up, but really it's actually trauma. But if their mom and their mom or their dad and their dad live the same way, this is their norm. So they're not realizing that it's something that needs to be fixed or worked on until you come along and say, hey, this is what I'm noticing. And because I love you, or because I care about you, this is what I feel like needs to happen.
And so look, I'm glad you said that, right? Because this is a true thing, what you just said. Like, for instance, right, when I was in the military, because I was a strong authoritative figure in the military, like, you know what I'm saying, strong authoritative figure, a leader of people. Like, I handle business, like top of my class with the military stuff, right? Where I always found myself attracted to women that were in foster care because they never had a figure like that in their life. You know what I'm saying? So they look for the strong male lead that they never had in their life. When I got out the military, I found myself attracting women that had troubled backgrounds because they never had a strong, positive, protective person in their life. So I have noticed that. So I'm glad that you hit on that, right? So, but the law of attraction is a real thing. I believe in the law of attraction. So and I can't say it's just our people, whatever it may be, because I've dated lawyers, doctors, I've dated dentists, pro athletes, stuff like that, right? But there was something in them that was still kind of unsettled, like they were looking for something else, like there was something that needed work, right?
Yeah, trauma doesn't discriminate. Trauma, depression, any other type of mental illness, pain, it doesn't discriminate. It doesn't care about your social status. It doesn't care about your money.
Yep.
It doesn't care about your big fancy car or all the titles behind your name.
Yeah. So now let me ask y'all this, right? Now with y'all being a LGBTQ plus couple, right? So have doing everything that's going on right now, has there been any difficulties with you guys proceeding and succeeding in what you're doing?
In what way?
Like, I mean, as far as like, has there been any hindrances on things that you can't do? As far as like say traveling or participation in events or things to that nature, because things have drastically changed since January.
Yeah.
Well, I definitely think first being a person of color, a Black person, then being a woman already puts us at risk of things, right? And then you add on the whole lesbian, LGBTQAI plus portion of it. And so we already had to be hyper vigilant in what we were doing before Trump came into office. And even with traveling, because, in some countries it's not legal or it's not tolerated. And so just practicing a safety measure in that. I think for me, the biggest thing now is not having the protections of discrimination because you're in a same-sex relationship.
Yep.
Also not knowing if we will still have the same rights as a married couple. So part of quick backstory is that we were actually planning our wedding for May 2026. We had a venue, wedding coordinator, everything, but then he was elected and we were worried that he was going to try to stop same-sex marriage in the US. And so we decided to get ahead of it and we had a little micro wedding in January.
You talk about the one I did get invited to? You want
You was
to
coming
right
You was coming.
Listen, Linda, listen. So many people are so upset with us, but I promise you, we have an A-list. And
I literally had you on the list
right here.
You're literally on the list.
This
At
is
the
our
top of the list, by the way.
So we don't have an official wedding planner, but this is actually our wedding planning book that we have this notebook. We have an A-list and a B-list. And so you're definitely on the A-list on the top. So it was literally something quick. But also it was the Trump situation. It was my dad being sick and then my sister being sick. And so everything just happened literally within weeks that we pulled off this whole situation. But I've been in a lot of same-sex spaces where people are worried about their rights as same-sex couples. There's already some states that make it difficult for like adopting, fostering children, things like that. Even though we know some beautiful families that would take amazing care of some children having difficulty or pushback because they're same-sex. But again, those things have been happening before Trump. And so now the thing is that we still had some safety nets in place for that, so we wouldn't be discriminated against. And now that safety net is gone, so that's a little scary.
Okay, all right, yeah, okay, yeah. Because you have to do the check-in with that because again, things have changed. The first 100 days, a lot of things have changed. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things have changed. So now let me ask you this: with y'all being in the helping people space, right? Y'all being in the space where y'all helping people grow and stuff like that. Where do y'all see this adventure for y'all in the next 5 years? Like, where do you want your endeavors to be? Podcasts, TV shows, your own practices, things like that. Where do y'all expect this to go in the next 5 years?
So honestly, like I say, starting out podcasts, of course. So right now, just by way of Instagram, getting ourselves out there, talking to people, but ultimately making it bigger. I'll be retiring soon enough. They will be wanting to start their own practice. Me having HR background, so we plan on taking this to the actual consulting level of, beyond the scopes of therapy and HR, helping with those type of things. Having those kind of one-on-ones with our community and others. Like, we don't discriminate against that. Everybody has those kinds. I don't even look at it like a job. I have these conversations with friends, family members, people I don't even know all the time. Right is right, wrong is wrong. You can simplify. Every relationship's going to be work. I'm going to tell you that right now. I don't care if it's a friendship, family, every relationship you have to pour into it. You get out of it what you put into it. It's just choosing which one fits for you. It's a simple math, actually. What can I not tolerate? What's gonna align with my integrity? What's gonna align with our goals? What's gonna align with how I live my life? You go from there and then you keep going, because sometimes, remember, some of those things, there's no perfect relationship either. So some of those things you mentioned, you're gonna have triggers in a good relationship. It's just gonna happen. There's gonna be days when you're down. You're not gonna always be up. You're not gonna always be 100%. But teamwork.
So now communication is the key, right? We all know that, right? So now this one thing right here, though, right? So y'all build something strong on a foundation. You know what I'm saying? Communicating and all that stuff. Now, what do you say to all those people that are weak? That, like, for instance, social media has changed the landscape of everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah, social media is changed the landscape of everything. Like, everybody feel like there are better options out there, right? So what kind of advice do you have those people that they're in a relationship, like, well, I don't have to deal with you. I can go on Facebook, on Instagram, and I can find somebody else that suits more to my needs. What kind of guidance would you give those kind of people? They're in a relationship, and every time something goes wrong, they tell that to their mate.
So let me go back a little bit about one of the hopes that I have for what me and Babe are doing.
Okay.
I would love to. So, as I mentioned, I'm pre-licensed psychotherapist. Babe is an amazing HR consultant. I would like us to just be able to open the doors, open the platform for people to learn how to navigate in a healthy relationship. Because again, like I said earlier, a lot of us have been through a lot of stuff, a lot of negative stuff. And it's this whole thing where it's like, you need to heal before you come and find me. Or people lie. They don't want to say, actually, I'm really hurting from this, because we have put this stigma on everybody that you have to be completely healed to love authentically. And that's not true.
Yep.
You have to come healing and willing to utilize the tools that are given to you. So really opening up a space to help people navigate what healthy love looks like and feels like after trauma. I would love, love, love for us to do maybe eventually down the line, like some type of couple retreats where we're building intimacy.
Yes.
Not just sexual intimacy, but on all levels. I would absolutely love to do that, and just helping people reconnect, because a lot of times life gets in the way. Working, kids, illnesses, just an array of things. And so really helping people reconnect back to that and reminding them that they have the tools. Because a lot of times we grow up, love my parents and stuff, they weren't the most healthy as always, right? And so actually having people and resources to look to them and say, hey, this is what's going on in my relationship. I still love my wife. I still love my husband, but I want us to be in a better situation. I want to come here where it's not biased. I want to come here where we're not going to be bashed on, what it is that we're trying to work through, and really just open up that space for people. Now, about the social media thing.
And let me add to that, because if you haven't noticed, and the statistics out here, the younger generations have it even a harder time, right? Their commitment level is 0 to none. I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. So, and to speak to those individuals, having conferences, hosting those, I would love to keep talking and feeding into the younger generation. I have us to look to and have conversations so we can give them another perspective. Because let me tell you, social media really got these kids. This new age is so different from what even we knew.
Yeah, because we was actually outside. We was actually outside.
Yeah,
so
and it's a big difference. All of them they on TV, they on their little computers, and it's just different, right? Social media makes it look like relationships are different than what they are a lot of times. So just reaching to that younger generation as well.
And then and then also with that, sorry, what were you gonna say, Dan?
No, I was about to say no. Go ahead, because I was going to caveat of what you were saying, because I was going to say that. Do you know that 70% of the youngest under 25 will go in the club. They will go in the club and won't say nothing to the woman, and then leave and go home and slide in their DMs when they was right there face to face. When they was right there face to face.
No, it's a real thing. I read that. No, it's a real thing.
I saw you last night.
But you know what? You gotta remember, these are COVID kids and this generation of being in a house in tech. Like, they actually have a lot of social awkwardness and social anxiety. They don't even know how to communicate that well in that environment. A lot of times. So it's a lot of factors there that we'll get into.
But also the whole relationship aspects, as Babe said earlier too, we're not even just talking about romantic relationships. We're also talking about the platonic ones, because friendships, if you to be in our circle and our little friend, it's not even little, our big friend circle, like, it's intentional. Like, we love our friends down. And when we have an issue, we talk. It's not no talking shit behind each other's back, whatever. We talk like, hey, when you did X, Y, and Z, this hurt my feelings. Absolutely. Like, we have conversations, or how can I show up and be a better friend? And so also opening up the space too, just how can I make better connections with people? How can I have intentional connections with people that match my moral compass?
Yeah, and that's why, like, I have a lot of friends as well, right? And one of the things they respect about me is my blunt honesty. If they want to know the truth, I'm going to tell you. I'm not one of those people to talk. If somebody come talk to me behind my back, I get on the phone and I call them. Tell them what you just told me, or tell them.
I know, and that's what I love about you. Always be straightforward and say what. Look, straightforward. You don't care what it is, and I love that, because people need that. People need that raw, and let you stop and process and go, oh, you know what? That's right. He got a point.
Yeah. I think one of the things that stop people from gossiping to me, I'm human. I have my little gossip moment sometimes, but I stop the conversations and I need to have clarity on, is this conversation going to help this person? Like, whatever we're talking about, are you taking it back to the person? Am I taking it back to the person to bring them into this, to kind of help them level up from whatever situation they're in? If not, I don't really want to hear about all that.
Me neither. So look, when people come to my office, like, hey man, you heard about this? I'm like, hold on real quick. Let's go out here real quick. And I would go, and when they step out my office, I close the door. Or I would just flat out kick them out. Like, get out. I don't want to hear it. I don't care. This is not beneficial information for nobody. You don't go out there. So like, nah, I'm good on all that.
Yeah. So I don't mind people coming and asking us for advice or guidance on other situations, but I'm very clear on, you're coming to me. Are you coming to me to vent? Okay. Yeah. I may listen depending on how involved you are in the situation. Are you coming to me because you're trying to be a better person in this person's life? If it's not one of the two, I'm not with that at all.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't want to hear it. So now I want to go back to something that y'all said, right? About the youngest, right? I want to go back to something that y'all said about the youngest and them and not wanting to be in relationships and stuff like that, right? So now, do you think they're doing that now? Like the youngest, I want to say 24 and under, they're not interested in that because they didn't see it with us. Because if you're in Generation X, remember, and I'm gonna give y'all an example of this. In Generation X, only thing we did was party, fuck, and drink and drugs. Like if you think about it, when Rodney King got beat up, right? When Rodney King got beat up, they was protesting. They burned down the city down. We didn't care about no civil rights. We didn't care about none of that. Rodney King got beat up. They burned the city down. Next time, something like we had something major like that happen was like Sean Bell in New York, and then that's what they protested. A whole generation of us moving into our 30s, we didn't do no protesting. We wasn't out here getting married. We were just partying, drinking, drugging, and fucking. So they didn't have a generation to look at for that. So do you think we were at fault for it?
So what I want to do is I don't want to generalize a whole generation of people.
Right, it's a lot.
Because in every generation there has been the freedom fighters, the activists.
Okay,
the amount has been different, but I do think that there is a time where you should be allowed to grow and develop to who you are. So back in the day, like with our grandparents and our grandparents, getting married young, having babies young. Yes, I'm a young mom too. But really not learning who you are.
Right. Yeah.
And so a lot of times these marriages that were lasting back in the day, it wasn't because they were so in love and so committed. They didn't have other resources. They didn't have other, it was very conditional. You take care of me. I don't have anywhere else to go, or this is how I was taught. So I need to stay through thick and thin, no matter what. Versus now, people are finding their voices more now. They have tapped into other resources as far as finances and stuff so that they're able to take care of themselves. And so I feel like people are being more selective in when they want to settle down and how they want to settle down versus before with social media or traveling. It's like, okay, well, I know the girl across the street is cute. She like me. I like her. Our friends are our parents are friends. Let me just go with it. They've been married 40 years. They've been married 50 years. Let's do it. But really not realizing that both families are extremely unhappy, And so I feel like the time has changed. And so people are being more selective. And I don't really necessarily think that's a bad thing.
No, I don't think that's a bad thing.
I actually think it's a lot of people that got married if you look at the statistics from a standpoint. So because it was more our generation getting married, it's been higher divorce rates because again, to today's point, we've been going over and over, and we found what we really need in one relationship. So I would say Generation X is more bold. We ain't scared to start over. We ain't scared to get in another relationship and do it and get it right. So of course it's going to look like the rates are higher. It is, but then look at the marriage rates right behind it because we do that. We like, okay, I'm not staying here.
So this is the thing right here though, right? The Gen X, right now, like you said, we are one of the highest divorce groups of all the groups, right? But we are also one of the least married groups as well. So this is a fact. We are one of the least groups out of besides the new Gen Alpha or Gen whatever they are, X, Y, double Z. But we are one of the least married groups. So that's what I'm saying. Is it our fault that the demographic, even like Emma said though, right? Like back then they was like everybody married within 10, 15 mile vicinity of where they live. Here we have access to people. I think the real access to people started during our generation. We was the ones we was adults already when MySpace came, when Black Planet came, when Facebook came, stuff like that. So I think that all the access to people contributed to it, right?
Mhm.
But I still think we didn't have the discipline. We didn't have the discipline to go and marry and lock in. But again, I agree with your point as well, where you said,
I don't
well,
think that is
people,
necessarily discipline. I definitely think it's a matter of preference and
Yeah.
life experience, because there was a balance.
It's a balance. It's not just us as a generation, it's also us along with the change in technology, which makes relationships have to be different. So I think it's an even, you still got to change with times. Just like you mentioned, you guys mentioned, like back in the day, our parents, you go with the times. Back in the day, you stayed 30. You did that. That was convenient. You did that. That's just what was taught to you. So as you change generations, we change patterns and thought process of things we disagree with too. So the generation under us looked at how we moved and said,
we gotta do it.
It's always green. I can do something different. So it just keeps transitioning with all the changes, everything that's happening.
Yeah, I think that the access has changed.
Correct.
Right? Access and the values have shifted on what's important. Before it was marriage and having babies all the time. I don't have to be married or have kids to be successful or be happy.
Correct.
Now, if that's what me and my partner choose, that's different. And so I need to make sure that I'm dating someone who aligns with what I want for my future.
Yeah.
But a lot of times I feel like people's values and what they want just has shifted. And access does play a role in that too, because if I'm, for example, from San Jose, California, I'm not really attracted to a lot of people where I'm from. I have my junior high sweetheart, my ex-husband, who I still love dearly, but the me now, that like when I'm home or nothing, there's nothing there that catches my eye that I'm intrigued by.
I'm so glad you said that, right? I'm so glad you said that. I've been feeling the same way since I've been back in the DC. I've told Cuzzo this a bunch of times. I've been saying the same thing since I've been back here in DC. I have been. I was like, it's like, okay, I'm gonna have fun while I'm here, but I know this, I'm leaving soon.
So I think the access definitely has changed things. Yep. But again, I don't feel like that's necessarily a bad thing. I think that for people who value, of course, like we value marriage. I love being married. I love being in a monogamous relationship. But that's not what everybody wants. But that's what we're taught from a young age. You grow up, you're going to have your wedding, you're going to be cute, you're going to have babies with your husband. And so we're being taught that. And some of us send back like, I don't really want that shit. That's not. Like I have one of my friends, one of my sisters living her best life in her 30s, like no kids, she's in her own relationship. And it's so happier than some of my friends that are married with a lot of kids, right? And so I think it's preference, but I feel like people are trying to make access look like a bad thing. Oh, it's because we have social media and this and that. No. Yeah, like I'm sorry if I don't feel like my soulmate is in this 408 area code. Like, like I want to be able to venture out.
I agree. I concur.
We've had that conversation because we've had that. I said, mine ain't here. Mine is not here. And what
I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Oh take your time.
And what I do, because I said mine ain't here. So
and look what you found.
And found it. Look, what was here, but migrated here. Because again, military, Marine. So
So now let me ask you this right here, Cuzzo, right? So now I know we all do these things for money, right? Are y'all gonna start doing something like a non-profit too to kind of go along with this? Or it's just gonna be all like for profit consulting?
That's still a discussion. So since we're in the beginning stage, we haven't gotten quite how we want to, where we want to go. It depends on which way it's going, which direction it's going, and we're gonna decide down the line. For right now, starting out, it's just important to get that information out, to have those type of friend groups, to have people you can talk to. When you get in those groups, it's hard enough for people in relationships and not relationships. Hell, I'm telling you right now, singles alike. It ain't just a couple things. We talk to singles. You got to get to the stage. Sometimes it's your mindset before you get in a relationship that sets you straight. So we have not gotten that far about how we want to proceed in that direction just yet. But just starting out, get this information out that's important to us and we would like to share. Knowledge is power. That's what it is.
That's what you were talking about.
Okay.
Mine wasn't in this area.
I learned the story.
We didn't get to the story. I let him ask the question after that. We didn't get down that story, but I just said mine wasn't here either. So
yeah, I know. I was like this. I can tell you right now, that last lady ain't none of us liked her.
I know. Listen,
we're not gonna do that.
Wait.
I know we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that.
What we learned is this. So I tell this to people because when you're in it, everybody's an emotion. Finding your person is finding your person. That person wasn't for me. So and I might not have been for that person. It's clear we weren't for each other. So ultimately, it's no love lost. It's no hurt there. It's no you go through it, you learn. It's hurt there for the healing and stuff. I'm saying no hurt, no hate. No hate. I wish that person well. Period. Any of my exes, I wish them well because again, we just weren't each other's people. That's what I mean by no hurt.
Look,
no hate.
That's why you get your wife for, because she's like, nope, we're not gonna do this. Shut up.
Yeah, no, we don't do no names of exes and all of that.
Everything has happened for a reason.
Correct.
And now listen, we're at the part of the show.
What are you about to do? Here you go.
Well, I have some questions.
Do I get some more wine?
Maybe go get the other bottle, baby, because
You're faster. My knee's fast.
Oh man, I don't want to be too long because he got a time limit. Take it slow. Take it slow. But start it with the question. I swear I'll be real fast.
You want to hear it before you go?
Yeah, let me hear it before I go because I'm quick.
This is for both of y'all.
Okay.
Question number 1. For $10 million, would you sit down with your family, your whole family, everybody,
okay,
and let them watch your whole life from beginning to end? Watch your whole life from beginning to this point.
So every single detail, not just relationships, everything I've done, from A to Z.
From
hell yeah! I'm over the damn book. Let me go get this drink.
the missus.
Sorry, we got a little dog.
For $10 million from beginning to now, your whole family. I'm talking about your parents, your siblings, everybody.
King, come. $10 million. That's a lot of dollars.
And I was about this, nothing excluded. Everything.
I definitely feel like everything.
I'm definitely saying yes.
I would let them. I would let them because at the end of the day, the good and the not so good has helped mold me into who I am today. And there's absolutely some things in my past that I'm ashamed of, but I know that the Amber today would never. And so I feel like it would be an opportunity for them to see my growth. And so I definitely would.
That's right. Learning. How's she gonna learn? How's she gonna learn? And I give you the cliff notes to how I got here today.
Listen, I can tell you what, I wouldn't do it because by the time I get to 24, everybody gonna think I'm a porn star.
You know where I am today. You see a whole lot. There's a whole lot, because what we talk about, we all got pain. There's a whole lot that people knew but didn't know specifically. Like, God damn it, girl, lucky she ain't locked up somewhere. Okay.
Yeah. All the gangster stuff. They be like, man, you did all this for real.
Yeah. I guess what I should have asked is, as long as it don't lead to ruin, like, can we make sure it's a clause in there? Can it be a clause? They just know, but they can't do nothing about it, right? Because I don't need to tell the police.
No, they can't do nothing about it.
All right, so then hell yeah. Then it's a hell yeah. I don't care about none of it. They can see it visually and everything else. And you're right. They can think whatever they want to think. You or y'all can see it. Shit. Okay. Absolutely.
Next question.
Okay.
Would you rather spend the day riding Falcor, hanging out with the Goonies, or fighting crime with the Ninja Turtles?
Oh, damn, that's a good one.
Hang on, what was the first one?
Riding Falcor.
What's
hanging
that?
That's the never ending story, the flying
The
dog.
thing, that big old
Oh, like the
thing.
dog
Yeah.
unicorn thing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hanging out with
Hanging
the
out with
Goonies,
Goonies.
or fighting crime with the Ninja Turtles.
Shit, I'm hanging with the Goonies. I'm hanging with the Goonies. I don't even care. I'm risking all
No,
that.
soft like me. I want to ride the Falcor.
I'm going with the Goonies. Hey, all that was risk me all that. I would have been rocking with the Goonies.
No, I'm in my soft girl era.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna ride Falcor too, but I'm gonna use them for nefarious purposes. We gonna be like robbing armored trucks and everything.
Hey, go ahead. Hey, Goonies is getting money. You hear me? They looking for that money. We good. They can get that bag young.
Oh yeah, that's true. And
Hey, let me ride with the Goonies, man.
Ninja Turtles was doing it for free. They was just out there trying to
They
save the
just
city.
fighting for fun. Ain't nobody got time for that. Well, no, they was actually doing for good. For good. I don't
Okay,
want to do all of that.
next question. All right, if there was one rich person you could fight for all their wealth, if you won, you would get it all, who would it be?
And I can fight for all their wealth. And if I win, I can get all of it.
You get all of it. Who would it be?
Give me Oprah money.
Oprah?
Yep. Give me Oprah.
Oprah fucking around and got them hands though.
Hey, listen. I'm going to take my chances. What, she's 60, 70 now? I'm going to take my chances for Oprah. I'm going to go with that. I'm going to go with that.
You watch The Color Purple?
Hey,
The Color
hey,
Purple.
hey,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You ain't watch The
all
Color
her life. All her
All her-
life.
Yep, all her life she had to fight.
Nah, I'm going to go with Oprah.
I don't know. Honestly, I'm not interested in.
Fighting for the money. See, my baby's so good and sweet. Me. Uppercut.
But
And
I'm
up and
like-
over. Up and in. Me. Up and in. Hey, thank you very much.
Yep.
Pass.
Yeah, like I already said Bill Gates. I'm like, oh, he's small too. Oh man.
Yeah, you can take him.
Even
Tell her
him,
that. Oprah not even about to fight me. She gonna be like, I lived a good life.
yep.
You just get that.
Him or one of them Saudi
Well, I
princes.
guess I can fight Elon Musk.
Ooh, he might be a little man. He's a little man too. I don't know about that. I don't know if you're doing that because then you need help. You see what I'm saying? You could see you got
No,
See,
I'm just
see,
gonna
see, she not a
train
fighter.
at
She's
my
not thinking
son's
about
gym
this.
for a little bit.
he probably,
It'll be all right. No,
he probably has,
honestly, like I don't like hurting people or anything like that. So I'm just like, ugh, I don't want to do that.
okay.
They ain't a lover, not a fighter. I'm both. I'm
I
both.
see.
I'm
You
both.
both. I know for a fact you both.
I'm both.
Okay. Next question.
Right?
Next question. Now that we in here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Clarissa Shields.
Okay. Clarissa Shields.
Shields, the boxer.
Oh, box.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Clarissa Shields, the boxer.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think you could survive 3 rounds in a slap competition with Clarissa Shields?
Absolutely not. I don't even know who she is, but you think she's a boxer. No. Yeah, I survived 3 rounds as her water girl, her side girl.
Listen, I'm trying to be able to spend the money. Maybe 1 round. 1 round, I would go hard.
No.
I can do a round. I can do 1 round. I ain't saying I'm gonna get hit, but I can do a round. I'm trying to tell you, I can do a round. 3?
1 round.
Nah, let's push it. I ain't gonna play in her face
Maybe
like
don't look like it, but she's almost 50.
that. Hey, that's what I'm saying. I ain't gonna play in her face like that. 3 ain't gonna make. I ain't gonna make it.
No, girl, if you ever watch this, I will be your water girl. I will be your pussy girl.
Okay. I just want to be able to get the money.
I don't want none of that smoke.
Hey,
1 round.
none of it. 0. None of it.
1 round I can do.
No.
1 round.
Okay. Next question. Do you have an embarrassing secret talent? If you do, what is
An embarrassing.
secret talent?
An embarrassing one.
Yep, secret talent.
Ah,
I don't think so.
ah, man, I don't know. What's it embarrassing?
I don't think it's embarrassing when something's funny. Well, you make it seem like because how I can call for cats.
What?
Like what? Like what?
So I'm an animal lover, period. But
If she,
I didn't think it was weird, but she had brought it up before about when I see like stray cats and I be trying to talk to
it's
them.
weird.
But they stop and they they come.
How did you learn that?
I don't know. Come here. And then they come.
I'm like,
Or they stop and they look and give me the long blink.
Oh man, you know, I don't. Cats be trying to steal your soul in your sleep. I seen that movie back in the 90s.
sure will.
No.
Hey, hold up. Do the WrestleMania on you.
Yeah, for real. I mean, mine's. This is gonna sound crazy. I just realized that I know how to do it the other day. I know how to crochet private parts. Like,
Do you?
yeah. I
You
was like this.
protect your how you learn that?
I did like this. I was like,
You sat there drunk one day and decided to just
Make Tammy and Mandingo draws.
Lord.
I did like this. I was like this. I was just sitting there. I said, I wonder if I could make a crochet a vagina. And I was like,
You know what? And it worked.
It worked. I was like, oh, I can make this, and I can just tell somebody it's like a little bag or something.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's hilarious to me.
I gave it away already too. I gave it away already.
I'm gonna have to think about that. I'm gonna come back to you when I think of one. Because I probably had one. I'm just so open bookish. I don't think of it that way. I do so many things. I'm certain it'd be embarrassing to people. But
Okay.
I can't think of anything. About nothing that's an embarrassing talent. I don't know.
Last question I got for y'all. Last question.
Okay.
If you could commit one crime and get away with it, what would it be?
And I can get away with it?
Yep, and you can get with it. You can get away with it. One crime.
Ooh.
Still Elon Musk money.
The wire fraud, bank robbery.
Yet you know that's the line. That's down the line. I'm thinking that's bigger than that.
I was still money.
But we got on what level? On what level?
Money. I'll still leave him with money. What they say he's worth 350 billion.
I'm not doing, I'm gonna go with Jeff Bezos.
I will leave him 340. I would take 349 billion and I will leave him with the rest.
Oh, you a nice dude.
Yeah, nice Steve. You gonna leave something to work with?
I'm a super. What is that? I'm super liberal. I want everybody to have.
Oh, everybody.
I don't want to take everything.
Robin
Leave with $2 million.
Billion. I said I'll leave him with $1 billion. Yeah. So I would take all his money and leave him with $1 billion. And then I would probably donate most of it and probably leave a cool like $5 billion for me and baby.
Damn.
And for our family generation and stuff. If I wouldn't go to jail, be sent to a concentration camp.
I ain't gonna know what you got.
Hey, I'm a little savage, but I ain't gonna say what I want to say. I ain't gonna say what I would do.
Babe was a gangbanger.
Oh,
yeah. So I know it's gonna be some wild.
Like with the Tupac thug life.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. It could be something wild. Like I would steal a whole bank, just tow it away.
No, but I feel like it has to be something like at least Robin Hoodish, because we're not gonna just do stuff just to be mean and bad, right?
What's funny is you said I can get away with it.
You can get away with it.
You're like more like Robin Hoodish. It would just be mean. Could you mean?
I can't be. I done told you that I could be mean.
I don't believe it.
All right, let me do the lower end. At the top end.
No, tell your truth. It's okay. I accept you.
See? Oh, look at that. See, y'all see the power of the relationship dynamic in here. Oh.
Once you choose, I accept you. So I'm gonna rob Elon.
So we're gonna be rich anyway.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to take out the man himself for the you know, he's gonna be we have to take out the man himself. We're gonna have to back that up. Y'all know the man I'm talking about. We're gonna have to back that up. I'm sorry. Hey, sorry. Hey, listen. Hey, look, next man up.
I would just like for the record to show I do not condone violence.
I ain't say nobody's name. It's some man I would like to take out and the next man up.
Well,
that's all I'm saying.
Me personally, I would take over a country. I would just go in there and be like, "Hey, this is mine now." I would go take a country
that's too much work.
No,
that's too much work. I'm just trying to listen. They already got the money, so we getting rich, and then I'm just gonna move this along so then somebody else can come and do whatever.
I'm saying y'all would take his money, and then I would go take like a country like Saudi Arabia, and I would have permanent oil money forever.
You know how much work that is. Somebody gonna take you out. It'll be me next to taking you out. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be on the hit list because you don't want to just get the money quick. Why would you want your face? I don't want to be in charge in that. No, you gonna put yourself in harm's way.
One, I don't condone violence. Two, I don't want to be in charge of nothing, even at work. I don't want to be in no leadership, nothing.
That with my face being saying, listen, just give me the money.
I don't want to do nothing. Yeah, give me the money. I'm gonna donate so that everybody can live good in harmony. Yes, I'm super liberal.
Okay, joke. That was my evil side. My good side, you know what, Gemini? That was my evil side. My good side is just I'm gonna go and take Jeff Bezos' money. He can get $1 million. That's it. I'm taking all the rest.
I'm still standing firm on getting me a country. I can commit a crime and get away with it. I'm taking the whole country.
Yeah, you can do it. Now you are the face of this country. Remember, because you're getting away with it. So now everybody know your face. You living under those rules, those laws.
No, if it's his country,
people don't like the law. I guess he could change it.
But I don't want to feel work that feels like it would be too stressful because I would not do well sleeping at night if it's like, oh, the kids on the east side, they haven't ate and they haven't done this and that. So I feel like if it's my country, I'm gonna have to get up in the middle of the night, go make sure people are fed.
They're not gonna be able to do that because guess what? Then she got a bomb over Baghdad. She's not gonna like that. Like, oh, by the way, we gotta take them youngins out. Oh no, we can't be killing people.
We can't be doing that.
In the line of fire, baby, in the line of fire.
This is why women need to run the country.
Oh Lord, no.
Not the boy women.
Oh, what you mean? Dude, I know women harder than me. They be like, nah, off with their heads.
But fuck them kids. Shit.
Yeah, exactly. That's hilarious.
Absolutely not.
That's absolutely not. No, Joe, just being funny. I'm just gonna go get the money. I ain't taking nobody out. Pick that out. I'm just gonna get the money.
Yeah, I would just honestly, if I can get, if I wouldn't get caught, I would take the money.
I just take the money
and I would donate it and fix a lot of shit. And
I ain't donating all of it now.
I said 5 billion would be for us and our family. 5 billion.
That's a lot. Yeah, 5 billion is a lot.
For our family, yeah, 5 billion for us, for our family,
generational again.
Yeah, and when I'm talking about our family, I'm talking about our parents, cousins, siblings, grandkids, all of that.
Everybody, yeah.
Parents, yeah, like so we'll be okay, but and then also donate the rest to everybody else. There's no reason.
We're not just giving the money because we gonna make this money spend. If I get that kind of money, we're gonna make that money spend.
Yeah, you can make your 5 billion spend, but the rest of the 300 and something needs to go to the world.
I would give. All I need is like a $1 million of it. I'm gonna go buy me some gold-plated pads. I'm gonna just waste it all on one sitting.
With 1 million, we can host an event and we can go worldwide and have the same conversation with different people in all cultures and this, that, and the third, and let them know love first. Love is real. Love is great. Get your love. We only get one life. One.
Yeah,
that's right.
It to the fullest.
Like all jokes aside, I really am not about violence, but I would definitely steal from the richest person in the world and make a lot of people.
Yeah, I'm being funny. Things supposed to happen for a reason. Remember that. So my first joke was a joke because again, things supposed to happen for a reason. You got to go through the cycle of life. Let everything happen accordingly.
Yeah.
So you don't change the trajectory of what's supposed to happen, okay?
Yeah. But make just really that's why I said like a Robin Hood situation. That's like the only thing like I can imagine, because I don't think even now, even with our regular salaries, I don't feel comfortable being
Yeah.
okay and then seeing people not have. So I can't
And I
imagine me
have.
even having more and not being able to help. Like that would disturb my
Well, let me tell y'all what's a weird talent of mine. I literally think about stuff like this. I literally have a script of what I would do. It'll be every poor country, every poor area in the States. I'll start with the States. Everybody always talking about this, that, and the third. Now I'm gonna start here. I'm gonna go ahead and hook up New Orleans. I'm gonna go ahead and hook up all these little areas that ain't never seen nothing. I'm gonna grow and get back into us first. Our area, literally every hood they can think of. I'm coming in. I'm coming through. Do you hear me?
Yeah.
I ain't just coming through temporarily. I'm coming through to build on them so they can continue to make that money build. So we ain't gonna stop with that little bit of money. That my money gonna make trillions forever.
Yeah.
Forever. That's the
makes
plan.
sense. That makes sense. Now tell everybody where they can find y'all at.
Okay. Instagram at what's the handle? You gotta look at it though. I know it's the Ross is unscripted, but I can't remember the wrong, the underscore Ross is under. Hold that thought. We working on this. We're gonna have a plan. YouTube and this and that. We're gonna hook it all up.
Yeah.
So the underscore Rosses.
Oh, to say it again.
The underscore Rosses.
Hold up. ROSSES.
Underscore unscripted. And that's on Instagram. And then from there, you'll find our individual handles. But I mean, we always be posting each other and stuff anyway. So
come on through.
We haven't thought about, we thought about making a TikTok and a YouTube, but we haven't gotten there.
I'll answer that question again that you asked me when you went to the restroom about our future plans as far as profit. You asked about.
So no, what I asked is do y'all see y'all doing it straight for profit, or would y'all be interested in doing a non-profit as well?
I think I would be interested in doing nonprofit and this accepting donations. I think if we decided to do retreats and conferences and stuff like that, pay a certain fee for our time, but also us deciding like what community to give back to, what cause to give back to. I'm really passionate about that. And so
what they say.
Yeah.
So that she got the answer.
Like my heart isn't in it for the money. Now, if you want to tip us, give us something, work on a sliding scale. I'm not going to deny.
We give it back.
Yeah, but I definitely think for me, I'm not going to speak for Babe, but for me, it's almost like a life purpose giving back. That's why I went into therapy in the first place, knowing that it wasn't going to pay a crazy amount of money, but this is my contribution.
Yeah.
It's helping others help themselves. So
we're in positions HR. Like I feel like we just customer service oriented, giving oriented, just natural.
All right, I like this. I really appreciate y'all coming on here tonight. I appreciate y'all.
Thanks for inviting us.
Yeah, it was fun, good conversation tonight. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know when you're gonna invite us over for dinner to see the new place. Like,
we ain't even been to the boy spot yet.
Oh yeah, come on, man. Listen, we gonna work it out. We gonna work it out. We gonna work it out.
All right,
all right. Listen, I appreciate y'all coming on, but I got to get this show rolling.
Love you, Dad. Bye.
All right, love you. Bye.
Bye. Oh yeah. That was a good show. Damn good show. All right. So look, we're gonna get straight into this community event, right? So boom, 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 boom. Community event. All right, so look, this Saturday, the 4th annual Independent Black Author Expo. It's this Saturday from 12 to 4 p.m. May 3rd, 12 to 4 p.m. 6000 Greenbelt Road, Greenbelt, Maryland, 20770. And when I say we're going to have a little bit of everything in there, a little bit of everything in there. Authors, poets, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be guest speakers. It's gonna be phenomenal. Live podcasts. Man, it's gonna be a great event. So again, the 4th annual Independent Black Author Expo. 4th annual Independent Black Author Expo. This Saturday. Y'all make sure y'all come out and support, for real. Come out and support this Saturday. All right? Come out and support. See y'all Saturday. See you. All right? Now, the read of the week. Okay, so look, matter of fact, I am going to do a little read of the week real quick. So look, the read of the week, I'm going to give the read of the week to every single one of the authors that's participating in the event this Saturday. The read of the week, this is what I'm going to challenge everyone to do. I'm going to challenge everyone to come on out and buy a book for your kids, for yourself, for your grandparents, for your aunts, your uncles. Come out and buy a book. Support these authors. These authors that put time, resources, and effort into their craft, their work. And there's a lot of good books. I read a lot of the authors that are going to be there. I read a lot of their books. They're actually really, really good books. And y'all know I read a lot. All right? So come on out, support the authors. So that's my read of the week. I'm challenging everybody to come out and read this weekend. Come buy a book from the Independent Black Author Expo to read this weekend. I'm challenging everybody, man. Come on out. You know what I'm saying? And that's my read of the week. Come on out and support the authors, man. Now, we got all the positive stuff out the way. It's time to get to the bullshit. Yes, it is time to get to the bullshit. When I say it's time to get to the bullshit, it's time to get to the bullshit. All right? It is time to get to the bullshit. So, this week, right? This week, I got a very, very special dumbass of the week. I feel like it's somebody that should have got it a long time ago, right? But this dude is showing naked ass right now, no dick. I'm talking about showing naked ass. This dude do not care anymore. This guy. I don't know what he got going on. If somebody can tell me what he got going on, let me know, right? So when they say they should have never gave these niggas money, I'm starting to feel like he's one of them, because he's a billionaire, rich, right? Billionaire, rich guy. When I say I don't understand why he's doing the things he's doing, he could just be shut the fuck up forever and not doing nothing. He's rich. Brands, clothes, music, all that stuff. He could be doing any of that, right? But he not, right? He not. He is not. Now, I'm not gonna lie. Remember remember a long time ago, he said he had a handler, right? He said he had a handler. He said everybody in Hollywood has a handler. They keep them drugged, sedated, all this stuff. A lot of the stuff he says makes sense. It does when it comes to those kind of things about Hollywood being full of demons and devils and all that stuff, and people have to sacrifice family members and all that stuff. I believe that stuff. I do. People have to sacrifice their soul something for what they want. People sacrificing their souls and all that stuff. I believe that, right? But a lot of the shit that he's doing now, my boy, please, just go get help. Just go get help. This man needs help. I don't know who his friend circle is right now. I don't know if they're telling him this is okay or not. I don't know what he got going on. I don't know if he off his meds. I don't know if he drinking. I don't know what he doing. But I ain't never been on no drugs or did no drinking that made me move the way he doing, right? But money is a hell of a drug for him, I guess. He got his wife walking around here butt naked. Nothing wrong with that. She won't be outside butt naked. She won't be outside butt naked. She's not going nowhere because, he's paid. She ain't going nowhere. You come from nothing and now you're dating a billionaire and the only thing he asks you is to come outside, show your little pussy here and there, show your titties and stuff like that, not wearing no clothes. She got to be cold. You know what I'm saying? But this man needs help. Where's his handler at? He must have had his handler taken out. Where is his handler? Hey, not only that, where's his therapist? He needs to go to therapy. This man needs to go to therapy. He needs to go to therapy. Therapy, right? So he's making songs like Cousin. This nigga got a song. Instead of going to therapy talking about it, first time that anybody hears about this is him putting the song about him giving his cousin head from the ages 8 to 14. What? Okay, listen. There are people that really been through things in life. He probably really did go through this. I'm not bashing him for really going through this. But sir, billions of people in the world did not have to hear that. And the song was trash. The song was trash. Like the song was garbage. Garbage. Come on, man. I'm like, man, what happened to the Kanye of old? I need some of that back. Because the song was garbage. Only thing people gonna remember that for is you making a conscious decision to give your cousin head from 8 to 14. 6 years of dick sucking. You know what I'm saying? That's what you're gonna be remembered for with that song. The song wasn't good. Now you've done a lot of asinine things throughout these years, and it just keeps escalating and escalating and escalating. Talking about Boosie, telling Boosie he looked like he stink. Walking around in the all black KKK outfit. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Slavery was an option, right? Now, sir, sit down, go to therapy, unpack this shit, because you need help. Right now, you're going through it, and it's not a good look. You gonna stay get your money, because there are a lot of us out here that really like your music, right? The old music, some of the new stuff is hit or miss, whatever the case may be. But come on, man, what the fuck is you doing? Now, this one really, really took me out. I don't know if you're looking for attention or if you really, really feel this way, right? Because sometimes I get fed up with niggas too. I do. I get fed up with niggas. I get fed up in a bullshit behavior. I get fed up in all they little bullshit culture, all that stuff. I get fed up too. So I get it. But not once did I wake up in the morning and say, hey, today I decided that I'm white. Nigga, what the fuck are you talking about? Your black milk dud swollen face ass is not no fucking white. So no, cut it out. You suck a dick for 6 years as a kid, and then you wake up, now you white. Dog, what's going on? I don't know who your friend circle is. I don't know who close to you. I don't know if you trolling. I don't know what the fuck you got going on. But somebody get this man in therapy. Let him unpack this shit. Because right now he needs help. He needs capital H-E-L-P. Help. And it's starting to reflect in his music. The songs was trash. The songs he released were trash. I ain't heard the new album yet, but I'm sure that joint probably gonna need a little work too. But sir, Mr. Yeezy, Kanye West. I don't know what the fuck you got going on. I hope you figure it out in a timely manner before you lose everything. But until you figure it out, you keep doing this dumbass shit, you are getting dumbass a week. Fuck is you talking about? Fucking stupid. I don't give a fuck how much money you get, how much money you got. That don't justify a lot of the bullshit that you be doing. Fucking stupid. Man, get this man some help, man. Get him some help. And that is my dumbass of the week. Fucking stupid. All right, y'all. It was another week, another great episode. You know what I'm saying? I shout out to the Rosses, Cuzzo and Cuzzo for coming on, breaking down the relationship dynamic and stuff like that, and what they do and how they help people. I really, really appreciate that, right? So next week, I have a movie director coming on next week, and I have a actor coming on. So we getting it in, baby. We getting it in. On the way to 100. On the way to 100. So, yeah. I appreciate everybody for supporting me. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And until next time, get the fuck out of here. Peace.